right, so now we're going to take a look at the power management settings for the panel, because there are a number of items there that are worth noting in terms of how you can manage, whether the panel goes to sleep or powers off entirely, if there's a scheduled power on, power off, or the motion sensor and how that's implemented. So let's go ahead and take a look at what all of that entails. We head to our panel settings with that gear button there in the corner, and here we are. Power is what we're looking for. To scroll down a little bit, and there it is right there. And then when we fire that up, here's where we have a number of different settings that we can play with. And right from the top here, we do have settings to have the panel power on and or off at certain times on certain days. So you turn these switches on and then hit the actual power on time or the power off time, and then choose your days and time that you want to make, that you want that to happen. So you have the ability to schedule that if you choose to. This one called energy saving. If you go in there, you may see a number by default, like 30 or 60 minutes, but it is what you think it is. If you walk away and nobody's in the room, nobody's touching the panel for whatever that number is, then the panel will initiate its shutdown procedure. So that's how that works. There's an energy saving there. If you don't want that to happen, you can absolutely set that to never. That way, you want the panel to remain on even if nobody's touching it. You can absolutely do that. The power button options, there are two. Power off is what it is by default, but your other option is sleep. So if you want it to just go to sleep so that it can be fired up very quickly just by touching it, or again, using that motion sensor, then yes, you can make that happen as well. So those are your two power button options. So when you press the power button, wherever that's set, that's what's going to happen. And then tap to wake screen is pretty much what it implies. You tap it and then it wakes it up. Though honestly, this is something that's going to be useful if you're not using the one right below it, which is the motion sensor, which is this guy right here. Again, it does what it implies. If you have folks walking into the space where this thing is and they are captured by that motion sensor, then the panel will either wake up or power on depending on what state it's in. So that's a nifty feature. But if you don't want to use that, but you want to be able to wake up the screen quickly, you could turn that off and leave that on and make it happen that way. That's entirely up to you, but you do have the option either way. And then signal source wake up, again, pretty much what it implies. If you have a device and you connect that device to the panel, then the connection of that device and the device you're connecting has to be powered on, obviously. But if you do that, then that will initiate the panel waking up as well. So yeah, you get a lot of options here in terms of however you want the panel to act in terms of using it just to get it to power on and power off. You get a number of options to make that happen, and they all happen right here in the power portion of the settings menu. So check that out. You can adjust whatever settings you need.